Good day everyone, I'm Janice Limbawan and today I'm going to discuss with you the Gestalt psychology. So what is Gestalt psychology? The word Gestalt originates from German and is being used to talk about the way something is put together. Often it is translated into English as the form, shape, or unified whole. Um, it roughly means configuration or the way things are put together to form a whole object. Gestalt psychology is a school of thought which seeks to explain the perception humans have of several facets of life. This school of thought explains human perception on the basis that the whole of an image or structure is more important to our brain than the individual components. Gestalt psychology is a school of thought that looks at the human mind of behavior as a whole. When trying to make sense of the world around us, Gestalt psychology suggests that we do not simply focus on every small component. Instead, our minds tend to perceive objects as elements of more complex system. Who is the founder of Gestalt psychology? Gestalt psychology was founded in Germany during the early 20th century by psychologists Max Wertheimer and co-founders Kurt Kafka and Wolfgang Kohler. Other names that are associated with this movement are Kurt Goldstein and Ernst Mach. Max Wertheimer was one of the founding figures of the school of thought. The Gestalt approach focused on looking at things as a whole, suggesting that the whole was more than simply the sum of its parts. Gestalt psychology helped introduce the idea that human perception is not just about seeing what is actually present in the world around us. It is also heavily influenced by our motivations and expectations. Wertheimer created principles to explain how Gestalt perception functions. First, we have the pregnance. This foundational principle states that we naturally perceive things in their simplest form or organization. Shows how eyes can simplify complex shapes into simple shapes. Similarity. This Gestalt principle suggests that we naturally group similar items together based on elements like color, size, and orientation. An example would be grouping dogs based on whether they are small or large, or if they are big or small. Similarity states that elements that are similar to each other tend to be perceived as a unified group. Proximity. The principle of proximity states that objects near each other tend to be viewed as a group. It states that people treat objects close together as a group. Continuity. According to this Gestalt principle, we perceive elements arranged on a line or curve as related to each other, while elements that are not on the line or curve are seen as separate. It states that we are more likely to see continuous and smooth-flowing lines rather than broken or jagged ones. Closure. This suggests that elements that form a closed object will be perceived as a group. We will even fill in missing information to create closure and make sense of an object. For example, when you see an image that has missing parts, your brain will fill in the blanks and make a complete image so you can still recognize the pattern. Common region. This Gestalt psychology principle states that we tend to group objects together if they located in the same bounded area. Common region is how we perceive them as being grouped together. For example, objects inside a box tend to be considered a group. The importance of Gestalt psychology has influenced how we study perception and sensation. It also increases our understanding of how cognitive processes influence the way we behave socially.